How to win with money.
I love competition. I love games. I love the challenge of figuring out things and trying to understand to be better, whether it was Monopoly growing up, or soccer, or winning the gold in Africa's first parkour competition, or becoming a listed company's top leader group financial advisor in the country. Winning is fun. Recognition is sweet. The whole experience is very cool. And over the years, I've noticed a difference between winning and losing, or actually winners' mindset versus wannabe winners. And it's simply that winners don't actually lose when they lose. They just keep trying to figure out how to win, which makes the act of winning another step in the right direction to understanding the game and perfecting the game. Money in life is also a game. How you handle it is a skill, and some might be naturally gifted at it. But for the rest of us, well, hard work beats talent, right? And the work you put in to understand money is your game preparation. The people you spend time with is your team, and the time you commit to build your skills is the magic luck that you find when you're prepared to take the opportunities all around you or deal with the setbacks that come along from your journey. From cricket to swimming to soccer, you name it, I've played it to win. And there's always someone in sports that believes they're better than you but plays it cool. And I've won. Well, the ones I remember, right? But I'll never forget playing squash with my father-in-law. I mean, squash wasn't my thing, but I've won my fair share of games, and I was newly married, and he's an awesome guy, and we head out to play squash one day. The whole time I was forewarned by everyone in the family. I mean, let's be serious, no one in the family ever saw me play sports, so it's a biased view. The man in his 50s, I'm in good shape, I know I can cover the court, my fitness is up, and no doubt the odds are in my favor, right? I got my ass handed to me. It was rough because it was how I got my ass handed to me. The guy hit the ball in places that I had no clue how to play, and he barely moved through the game. And the more I reached each shot, the follow-up was in the furthest direction, and I was gassed with no points. And the reason for this is simply that he had the advantage of experience, the knowledge of the flow of the game, and the ability to anticipate and control the outcome of his actions. With all that, all he had to do was play to that advantage. And just as this applies in the game, it applies in any game, including the money game. So when it comes to money, most people can read a bit online and feel like me entering that squash game based on confidence and individual ability, but with no advantage of anticipation. The beauty is that you don't have to lose to anticipate when it comes to money. You can learn today because it's a standard. Every person has a common path through life when it comes to money, a guideline that matches money to where we are in life. Those are called financial life stages. It's a stage in life with money that every person goes through from the time they start building their financial life independently. So, financial life stages. What they do is they show you what to expect, and if you understand them, you can take action in your financial plan and actually plan for things way before you need to, way before they need to happen. And we all know that money compounds with time. So taking those actions early will definitely pay off. So in this lesson, we're going to cover all three financial life stages that people go through. So let's get into it.
Life stage 1, the accumulation of assets.
In this stage, young adults are at the beginning of their understanding to financial life and have to learn how to manage their limited income and create habits of saving and spending. They also have to learn to manage their life throughout all the offers of debt and products as they step into a world of offers and sales cycles, and through all that move towards life events such as marriage and partnership and planning a family. Think about that, guys. Common goals in this stage are paying off student loans, building up short-term savings, starting long-term savings, buying their first car, deciding which is better, renting or buying their first home, saving for holidays, saving for kids' education, setting up insurance products to protect their income and goals. Life stage number 1 is by far the hardest in terms of amounts of money you need to spend and plan for with the limited income you have in the beginning of your career. And when we look at the list of things and events, it kind of makes sense why we see so many problems in money management. And the key to navigating through this stage is to have a plan for each paycheck. So how do you do that? Well, the way to do it is to build an understanding of what you need to do and create habits through a solid financial plan. Now, your financial plan should be a byproduct of your understanding of financial planning, and it has to be linked to your goals and be measurable. Now, I want to take a moment to highlight two big roadblocks you'll face in life stage 1. Number 1, the elephant in the room, which is that you have no prior understanding or knowledge of money management whatsoever. So you don't even know why it's so important for you, let alone are you ready for what needs to be done. And number 2, starting off your financial journey by speaking to a financial product salesman. Let me explain. You see, just as I lost in that squash game because I had no foresight, you have an entire history of hindsight and data that can help you anticipate what could go wrong in the very decisions that you face, or information right here to help you correct the wrong decisions you may have already made. And the data says that the average person who buys financial products before they get a grip of their money management will fall into a trap of changing financial products as the key driver of financial decisions every 3 to 5 years. And I'll say it straight, guys, don't be that guy. Don't fall into the trap of buying products because of an immediate gratification gimmick or because someone said you need to have these things. The financial services industry is a billion-dollar industry because it makes money on selling you things that you do need, but at the wrong time and in the wrong way. For now, let's call it the road to hell that's paved with good intentions, because in Module 4, we will cover 6 traps in financial industry and investing. Now, I want you to look at that slide on Financial Life Stage 1 again and take it in. This is likely what you have to plan for. This is what you have to build the right habits to accomplish. And if you find yourself asking, how am I going to do that? Can I even do it? What if I can't make it? This anxiety and self-doubt will creep in and try to paralyze you. But instead of looking at the top the whole time, just acknowledge and understand that you have an objective to achieve. And then just focus on showing up for the first step. And then take the next one and keep your head down and keep stepping one at a time, following your route. Make the decision to achieve for yourself, and before you know it, when you look up, you'll see that peak just in reach and you'll be ready and self-motivated to keep pushing. And when you're there, you've built a new level inside of you that will never be shaken by the next setback, and you'll be able to take that through and crush your next goal. Let's look at Life Stage 2.
Life Stage 2, assessing your assets and preparing for retirement.
In this life stage, you are likely to see your higher earning years and naturally your higher spending years with things like nicer cars and homes and living life with children and their expenses. But you're likely to also be well into owning a few assets in this time and have built up some nice savings and equity in your homes or maybe even in a business. This is a time when your decisions determine your transition into retirement and when that time can actually become a reality. Common goals in this life stage are assessing funds available for retirement from your assets and investments, identifying shortfalls in retirement income, assessing provisions for medical contingencies, life insurance, and other insurances, accounting for the costs of children's further education, lifestyle, leisure, and travel costs, identifying business opportunities and creating additional income streams, assessing your will, and preparing an estate plan to minimize taxes and manage the transference of your wealth to your heirs. This is a time when you are predominantly well into your career and making a difference in your field, and your earning capacity is into its peak years. And it goes without saying that if you haven't developed a plan from Life Stage 1 for your financial stability, then you might not have the opportunity to consider the components of Life Stage 2 mentioned earlier. The biggest problem here is being stuck in Life Stage 1 permanently until your retirement. Having a plan and sticking to it is important, but once you've reached financial stability, it's important to know when the plan must evolve. The best part of understanding your plan through Life Stage 1 is the freedom you have to see your progress and measure your results on any given day while you prepare for Life Stage 3 and take comfort in your strategies. Now, if you find yourself asking, how am I going to do that? Can I even do it? What if I can't make it? A personal experience on resilience comes to mind. Earlier this year, I worked with a single mother with 3 kids well into financial life stage 2 and freshly through a divorce who over 15 years of marriage lost her financial independence and had no clue about money. The first thing we did was sit down and formulate her budget to assess where she stood financially on that day. We then spent a few sessions on vision of where she wanted to be, and after a lot of work on her part and a breakthrough moment of why her goals and visions were important to her, did we assess the options she had available to achieve her goals, directed the resources that she had to assist in setting her on the path towards her financial independence. Now here's the kicker. This was all done over a period of 2 months. So what I'm saying to you is that this incredible woman who is currently successful in controlling her finances changed her life simply because she committed to change. She invested in herself and her financial education. She was steadfast in sticking to a process that she initially had no understanding of, which is the same process of this entire masterclass. Now, if time is your excuse, then find a professional who will guide you through proper advice, because letting things slide in this life stage will cause problems for you quickly and affect you badly in life stage number 3. We'll cover how to choose a proper advisor and coach in module 6 of this masterclass, but for now, let's move on to life stage 3.
Life stage 3, retirement.
These are the years that you've worked hard over a career to buy and should be the most enjoyable years of your life. And it's true financial freedom. It's a time that you will reap the benefits of the good financial decisions you've made through the previous life stages. But this is also a time when you still need to have a plan, because there are always financial needs to be addressed. Common goals in this life stage are living off your savings, assets and incomes from those assets that you've accumulated over your career, living for a purpose with all the time you now have, having an income generating hobby, maintaining your health, managing insurances, maintaining an estate plan to minimize taxes, and managing the transference of your wealth and wishes to your heirs. So personally, I'm not sure what this life stage feels like for people there. Obviously, I'm not that old, but I can tell you that I've seen a lot of scenarios of how this can play out. It's my expertise and understanding on this topic. In this life stage, it's hugely important to protect your assets and investments, review them regularly, and understand your position of those investments as you're going through your golden years, because times change, markets move, and things once relevant can become irrelevant very quickly. Now, it's important to mention here that financial life stages are a guideline for you to anticipate your potential future decisions with money. So, no matter which life stage you're in, however old you are, the recipe to winning the game is by keeping these focal questions in mind when making financial decisions. What do I really want? What is important about it? How will I get it? What is preventing me from having it? And how will I know that I am successful? By continuously reassessing with these questions in mind, you will train your ability to anticipate and adapt your plan if and when needed. And that's just how you win. And with these questions in mind, I hope you're excited for the next lesson.